I remember every detail. Filling my log, 1st May 1960. Studying my maps, blue for route, red for target areas. There'd be no ground control to guide me. In flight, you'd get your bearings off local radio stations. I sat there waiting. Takeoff delayed a half hour, then an hour. The heat was terrible. My suit was drenched with sweat, waiting for clearance. Authorization from the president himself. I think we all knew we were pushing our luck. I think he knew too. Earlier, I'd plucked up the courage to ask intelligence, what happens if we're shot down? The answer wasn't reassuring. He said, tell them everything you know, they're gonna get it out of you anyway. And he handed me a silver dollar with a pen hidden inside, laced with cyanide. .26 local time, and I'm airborne. The air outside's below freezing now. I'm aware of the crate I'm flying, U-2 number 360. It's a dog, always some glitch or other. Crossing over Soviet airspace, and almost at once, far below me, I see the condensation trail of a single-engine jet aircraft moving at supersonic speed, and it means they've got me tracked. From now on, I'm on radar, and it's not a comfortable feeling.
Far below in Russia, the Soviets were celebrating May Day. In Moscow, the annual parade marked the 43rd anniversary of the revolution. On the surface, things seemed calm. The banners spoke of peace, and in just 10 days, Khrushchev was to meet Eisenhower for summit talks in Paris. But Khrushchev was under great pressure. His communist allies in China were angry with him for getting too friendly with the Americans. Cutbacks had left his army demoralized. His personal power was under threat. And meanwhile, he'd been informed that once again the Americans were sending their spy planes into Soviet airspace, each, in his words, spitting in the face of the Soviet people. He'd ordered one shot down at any cost. Pravda, in the hyped-up tones of Soviet propaganda, reported later what happened next.
With the alarms ringing across the southern Soviet Union, the fighting men in charge of the grim machinery for defending our airspace are ready in an instant. In Sverdlovsk, on the radar, the blips of the pirate plane register, barely visible. Time seems to stand still. So slowly do the seconds before the execution of the battle task flow. Then the commander gives his order: destroy the enemy plane.
I tried to reach the self-destruct, but the plane was already spinning. The centrifugal force is so great I could barely hold on. Next thing I remember, I was floating downwards. The Russian countryside laid out below me. I landed in a field, and I remember a Russian farmer approaching me. I must have been a strange vision. So my journey into captivity began.